Hey guys, welcome back. So update here on Bitcoin Cash. I'm gonna be doing Bitcoin Cash versus dollar and also versus BTC. As usual, I have been updating and following up here on Twitter, and I wanted to show these guys because what is it here, this one. When I started my Twitter account, this is the first thing, these are the first tweets that I started to share. It was Bitcoin Cash charts, and the very two first ones for Bitcoin Cash versus the dollar. I have here one for Bitcoin Cash versus BTC, but I'm not going to talk about this one now. But the very first ones I shared here on Twitter, you can see I had this green area here that says a strong resistance and choppy area. If we break above this, I'll start screaming moons and Lambos. So the price was still at 1575. The reason this is a choppy area is because look at all this choppy action here, and also here you see there's a lot of support and resistance all everywhere inside this green area here. So this was expected to be a choppy area. What was the next one I shared was this one. So we were doing very well. It was going straight up. It actually crossed almost the whole thing in one go. I said, how's that for a breakout? Watch those black lines. When one of the lines is broken, the next one up is triggered. Closer to Lambo now. Let's see what happens at that 1772. So the very last line here, the end of the green choppy area. What's the next I shared here? There, when we broke here like a boss, 2K is the next target here, 2,100 more or less. Now, the price didn't manage to stay above this area, and this candle didn't even close above it, and this is the situation we have today. What is it? For some reason I didn't save these lines on my chart, and so I don't have them here, but I just made this green area here before starting this video. So as you can see, it went it passed above this choppy area, this green area, but it didn't even close outside of it, so it didn't manage to stay above it, and it came back down to the choppy area. So it didn't go below the choppy area either, so now we are trapped in this green area here. And guys, this is a good thing, this is a normal thing. It's not, there's nothing to freak out about. There was a lot of people freaking out yesterday, I've noticed, all across Twitter, YouTube comments, and all over the internet, people freaking out about this SEC meeting that they're having to regulate Ethereum as a security or not, or people are freaking out. Everybody's asking about that. What's gonna happen? I think people are making a huge deal about this, and it's not even that bad. And people were freaking out about Bitcoin Cash falling. I mean, okay, it fall like how much? Maybe 10 or 15%. So it fall about 15% from the top to this bottom here. So it's it's an okay amount for a one-day drop, but we are still inside this choppy area, which was perfectly expected that it would be hard to break. It's not doing anything crazy. It's normal. I'm on the 4-hour chart now, and we are being supported by the 20-period moving average here. So if this one holds, what I am expecting here, in fact, I don't expect to this just break through like nothing. It could happen. I mean, I'll be happy if that happens, but I expect this to rally a little bit and maybe have another dip to come back down to this area again to around $1,600. I think $1,600 should be a solid floor, because the reason is this shoot up here parabolic to 1,600, then it dropped, a significant drop here, and then it stayed here for such a long time. I mean, not long time, but you know what I mean in crypto. This is, you could say, is a long time for crypto. It spent too much time here without being able to break this resistance. So once it was able to break, now this becomes a strong support. So I don't think we will go lower than that, but I don't expect it to, you know, a breakout here immediately and go parabolic. Of course, both situations can happen. I don't know the future. I have no idea. This might just shoot up from here very quick, and you know, we're gonna start mooning now and go to $2,000. Or we might actually break below this $1,600. But for me, the most likely thing to happen is we're gonna have a little bit of a bounce here, maybe near the top of this green area, and another drop. Something like this, look, it went up parabolic, drop, little rally, you know, supported by the moving averages, and then another drop, but it was not the end of the world, you know, it was around the same level with this drop here. So maybe something like this happens again. We have a second drop here before actually start to push this resistance at the top here before we can break out. So I expect something like this to happen. I expect to be choppy in this area. I have been saying this, sharing Bitcoin Cash versus US dollar charts here. I expect this to be choppy until we break. But it's still very bullish. Bitcoin Cash is very, very bullish. So I'm not worried at all. I have been buying actually this dip. I bought because honestly I think this is the dip. Even if we dip again, I don't think it'll go deeper than that. But I still have a plan just in case it goes deeper. But as you can see here, I shared this on Twitter as well. My very last one here. So I bought here when it was dipping here, but I bought using Bitcoin, but it was the same dip. It was the same candle here. So I said here, I panic bought here. I hope you guys understand that this is a joke. I'm not panic buying or panic selling or anything like that. I do it because the technical analysis looks very, very good, but I just like saying it, you know, as a joke, because not many times you can make these jokes, you know, when trading. So I will probably panic buy more if it gets lower, and that's exactly what I plan to do. The reason I bought here is because, as I said, I think 1600 is solid floor. I don't think we will break below, but if we do break below and we go to the next level down, the next level down is here in this other choppy area, which is exactly at the same level with the moving average here. So it would be around 1500, maybe a little bit more. So I would be buying again, and I will say that I'm panic buying, but it's not a panic buy really. It's a, you know, it's a buy that makes sense. So I would be buying around this area. If we break below this previous high here, my next level to buy is the 50 period moving average in the 4 hours chart, which is at $1,500 more or less, maybe a little bit more. If we break that one below, then I would go to the 1 day candles and buy the first moving average, the 20-day moving average. If this line doesn't hold, as I said, I think we saw the bottom here at 1600, but if it wasn't, I would buy a little bit more here. And if this one doesn't hold and it dips more, then I would be buying the next moving averages, the next moving average on the daily, the 20-day moving average. And if this one was not to hold, I'm buying the next moving average, the 50-day moving average. But that's why in these cases you want to enter slowly. You know, you don't want to put any more, you know, a lot of money in your first buy. You don't go all in these cases, because you want to have some spare money to buy more if it goes lower. But the uptrend has only started. If you look at the big picture here, you know, it spent so many months here before starting to go up. We just had the bullish cross here. So, you know, buying the 20-day moving average is just a great deal. I would start buying more aggressively the 20-day moving average if it was to go that low, which again, I don't think, but maybe. And I would for sure buy very, very aggressively at I mean, not for sure, I have to look at the charts then, but probably, like very, very probable, the 50-day moving average, because the 50-day moving average would be very, very close from the bottom here, and this has corrected from top to bottom. This corrected 85%. So, I mean, there's a very, very high probability this was the bottom, and from here we're going for the upswing. But I have been saying this since like forever, so not a lot of new things I have to say for Bitcoin Cash versus the US dollar. So Another thing I wanted to explain though, I have been sharing these targets. Actually, my last video for Bitcoin Cash, which is on YouTube, I'm not going to go find it now. But I remember specifically I said I am not selling. I've been saying this since forever. I am not trading my Bitcoin Cash. I only accumulate. That's what I've been doing since the beginning. I trade other things, right? So I've been saying, I showed these targets on my video and I said, these are targets, to take profit, but I am not personally taking profit in these targets. For me, these targets are only an orientation for me to know where we will be stopping or retracing. But for me, this is not a target to take profit. Now, if you are short-term trading, then use the targets to take profit. I have my own personal situation, my own beliefs, my own risk tolerance, and all these factors are different for me than for you. Now, when I have been super bullish, calling moons and lambos for Bitcoin Cash, and then we had this retracement here, and people started to freak out, literally, like, when is it going to bounce? I just bought. Where's the bottom here? Is it going to rebound, or are we going down? Guys, if you are gonna get nervous when there's a dip, you need to sell on the targets. You don't do what I do. If I say I'm not gonna sell on the targets, it's because I know I'm not gonna get nervous because there's a dip, First of all, I've been buying more when it was cheaper already. And second of all, my situation is completely different. I get paid in crypto. I get paid in Bitcoin, in Ethereum, in Litecoin, in different cryptos. And all I do is that I exchange these cryptos that I am already earning into Bitcoin Cash, because Bitcoin Cash is more bullish than all the other cryptos. So I am exchanging something that I am earning. It's not like I'm putting money out of my pocket. When I say here I'm panic buying, it's not like I'm going all in with my money in my bank account. I'm only using money that I am already earning, and whenever I want or I need or I feel like, I sell my the money the crypto that I earn. Whenever I think it's the time, I sell it for fiat into my bank account. So it's not like I'm putting all my money in these things, but this is my situation. And another thing, I have been on these markets for a long time. I'm already well on profits. Like, for me, there's no way I can lose anymore, because I have already taken out way more than I put in. So that's my situation. I can afford to, how can I say this? Maybe to risk. It's not even risky, because for me, the risk reward is very good, but you need to take into account your personal situation when it comes to using money, when it comes to buy or sell, and just use my technical analysis to give you an orientation of what might happen with the price, but not don't do what I do with my money. It's my money, is mine, and yours is yours, and our situation is different. So I wanted to be very clear on that, because when people start to freak out here, it's like, come on, man, come on. I've been showing the targets, and I said very, very specifically, I'm not using these targets to take profit, but if you are short-term trading, then do it. If you're not going to be comfortable with this dipping, with this going choppy in this area, you need to take profit. You need to learn to take profit. So that's what I have for Bitcoin Cash versus the dollar, and now Bitcoin Cash versus BTC. So bullish. I mean, nothing crazy here. It dipped. Yeah, of course it dipped. It's been going up a lot. Bitcoin has been going up as well at the same time. So we had a little retracement. We are bouncing on the 20-period moving average on the 4 hours time frame. So this is exactly what I bought. Actually, I bought at 17.6. So I bought here yesterday, halfway this dip, exactly where the price is now, maybe a little bit lower, but somewhere there. I shared that on Twitter. So I'm cool. I think that was the bottom. That's why I bought here in this dip. And I I expect just what I said right now for Bitcoin Cash versus the dollar. I expect a rally, maybe another dip to go to around the same level. But this peak here, I'm going to delete this triangle now, we don't need it. This peak here should be solid floor because again, it rallied up like parabolic. It retraced the whole way down, you know, 100% retracement from this parabolic movement, basically, or 90%. And then it stayed here. It spent so much time here before it was able to break above this peak here. So this is a solid floor according to technical analysis. So we should not go lower than 0.1, I'm gonna call it 0.17. Right there. I don't think it'll go lower than this. If it comes back down again, and if I have some spare money from other cryptos that I have been, you know, earning, accumulating, whatever, maybe I will drop some more in here. But again, I'm using a spare money. It's not like I'm going all in. So, you know, do with this information what you will. And if this one was to break down, because of course it's not impossible, if this one was to break down, then I would buy the next moving average. I would buy some more at the 50 period moving average here on the 4 hours chart. If that one breaks, then I will make another video to update, but for now, that's what I have. And yeah, I expect here some sort of continuation pattern, you know, little bit of a rally, another drop here, maybe to the same low or a little bit higher just to make like something like a triangle or, you know, sideways movement here, choppy, choppy, choppy until we have another breakout. That's what I expect. I hope this is clear, guys. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye.